You know, I am one of my word, even though I probably shouldn't be from time to time about things I say on streams. So, you're getting a Faithkeeper video, even though I spent an entire section of my Echoes video clowning on the thing. So, let's just begin now. Faithkeeper is a legendary void rocket launcher that is a precision frame. Precision frames have the built-in perk of tracking module and also do 50% less damage than adapters and aggressives and also 5% less than high impact rocket launchers. So if you're looking for a TLDR of that, you're basically getting 50% less damage, but you're also getting a increased end user ability because of the fact that the rockets can track in on targets to questionable degree. Let's just say that in some of the videos I've been trying to get gameplay footage for. And to unlock Faithkeeper, you just basically season or episode Echoes activities. These mostly being the battlegrounds and also the breach executable activity. And that is it. Although these activities are really easy to farm, you can also have this weapon crafted, so I am also going to be discussing enhanced perks here. Which, well, don't change much about the guns, but can change enough that it is good enough to talk about here. Well, there is really only 3 perks in the third column to discuss. This being autoloading holster, which is after you stow your weapon and you wait 2.5 seconds, you will have it reloaded, and the enhanced version drops this to 2.3. This would be your damage rotation options, like you're running this with other bait, like let's just say a bait and switch weapon, like a grenade launcher and or something like wild style and or wilder flight. This would probably be, like I said, extra damage, like with those main weapons. And following that would be the perk clown cartridge, which clown cartridge states that it overflows your magazine upon a reload, which for rocket launchers is basically doubling your magazine every reload past the first one. And following that, we also have the perk field prep. This would be more of your standard issue, just shoot the thing, I don't want to do anything else type of perk. Because as it is, you gain increased reserves, and when you are crouched, you gain plus 50 reload stat, and also a decrease into your multipliers from your ready and stow speed along with your reload. And field prep also gives you a plus 5 reload speed when crouched, and also 10 extras in the reserve stat. So you're carrying more rockets, and you gain increased reload when you are crouching. That is single-handedly one of the better overall options, although I personally, on mine, I have it under autoloading holster because of how I use rockets. Mostly being well, I'm going to fire it and then switch to something else to add additional damage because rocket reload is kinda slow and pretty annoying to do. I'm not even gonna lie there. And following that is the fourth column options, which, well, there's really 4 if you're a psychopath. These being the first and probably go-to option for a lot of people, myself included, being explosive light. How an explosive light does is picking up orbs of power. For this, will give you 25% extra damage for the projectile that you fire with it, and it goes up to 6 stacks by base, but enhancing it gets you up to 7 stacks. 7 stacks is most of your reserves anyway, so you'll be fine, and in most DPS settings, you'll also create enough orbs of power to probably just fuel you the entire way, so it really doesn't matter. And the next step would be lasting impression, which, well, extends the phase longer because of the fact that it has to attach to the target, then wait some time to explode. But overall, it does 25% more damage and also gives you a plus 50 to the blast radius stat, and enhancing it gives you a plus 5 to the blast radius. And the next one would be, well, a perk I would probably use the field prep personally, being Frenzy. Frenzy states, after being in combat, which is taking and or receiving damage for 12 seconds consistently, you'll gain 50% damage bonus, 100 handling, and reload speed, and this can last for 7.2 seconds as long as you're outside of combat. And enhancing this thing is worthless. And my psycho pick is Bipod. Bipod still sucks. It is terrible. You're, yes, gaining more rockets, but you're also sacrificing more damage, which on a frame that you are losing damage already for forgivability, you don't want to do. So I would rather just say, stick with Explosive Light or stick with Frenzy. Either one of these two overall will do you better, and Lasting Impression is more of a, yes, it can work, but you're having to also have a long damage phase, which, well, there's a lot of long damage phases, but at the same time, it's just, weird, and I have accidentally blown myself up way too many times with this thing to where I do not want to use this thing anymore. So, guess the main question overall is Faithkeeper good? Well, objectively, no. But could it be considered an argument for the best void rocket? Yes. Because the only other two void rockets that are at all considered for the debate, being Braytech Osprey from Vanguard Loot Pool, being as well as Legacy Focusing, which, well, the best role for that in this case would be Cluster Bombs and either Frenzy or Bipod, but I don't think Bipod should be considered on the list. And after that would be the Red Herring from the Southeast Throne World. But, as said, the best thing is Lasting Impression and Field Prep, so not the best option. So personally, I would say, yeah, it's possibly the best void rocket. But that, like I said, I will say it's the best void rocket as of now, but that can change if they ever add another that just has a better frame potentially. But at the same time, that said, you're trading the damage, you know, for some forgiveness, because the forgiveness can help you get more damage if you are, let's say, struggling a little bit. So overall, yeah, I was wrong to immediately dog on Faithkeeper, but I wasn't automatically, well, going to be corrected. All I can say is, Faithkeeper, at least to me, is the best void rocket. And, well, with this possibly sounds like it could be overdrawn analysis of this weird rocket launcher, well, you know, the is over. I don't know what else to say, really. So, just, you know, YouTuber bull stuff, you know, the bullshit, buzzword, so on and so forth. I'm going to actually go back to working on my actual projects now, instead of proving myself being one of my word. And, well, we now have our Yap session. I got nothing, really. I don't have much to say for the Yap session. Like I said, anyone who actually is here for the Yapping session, thank you. But at the same time, like I said, I still don't know what to do with the channel, because after, I feel like this year, like I said, will probably have to move on content-wise, but I don't know to what. I'm thinking maybe Ultra Kill, or, like I said, Ultra Kill. People have been saying Borderlands. I've been thinking Borderlands, because seeing, the new game we got announced for Borderlands 4 for next year, but I don't know entirely about Borderlands, though. I never really has been a big fan of this series, and I feel like I would have to have a connection early on to really appreciate Borderlands. So, like I said, I don't know what content-wise to do. So, I'm just going to, well, stop my yapping and actually start editing this. So, yeah, YouTube buzzwords, like I said, if needed. I don't know how much longer I can probably keep this up. I just hope that it pays out one day. I just want this to pay out, but at the same time, I know I still have to keep making stuff, and that's what this really was for, to prove that I still can do it, I guess. So, thank you.